emergency.
We got shot.
You got shot where?
Shootings in broad daylight.
There was somebody bleeding on my front porch. He's knocking on my front door. Please, I have kids.
Drug deals in abandoned buildings.
My friend called me. I think she OD'd.
Mothers overdosing on heroin.
There you go. Keep breathing. Keep breathing, yeah.
This isn't the South Bronx in the 1980s. It's Trumbull County, Ohio, in 2017.
Come on, man. You gotta stop this shit, man. You gotta stop this shit. Come on, man.
This area was ground zero.
The American dream is dead.
Of Trump's Rust Belt rebellion. And it's easy to see why.
We're losing our jobs. We're losing our factories.
The American heartland is becoming the new inner city.
Come on, man.
Is she still breathing?
Come on, baby. No, she's not.
She's not breathing again?
You began to see two generations on public assistance, fathers missing. The things I was used to hearing about the black inner city were true of the white small town and rural areas.
Knowing they'll grow up with the same chance as the kids next door or any other kids in the country.
This part of Northeast Ohio was once a middle-class paradise.
We make steel and talk steel.
Built on the booming steel industry.
5,000 production employees will lose their jobs by the first...
Then the factories closed.
My wife and I both cried in bed.
And the jobs disappeared. But that's been happening for decades now. Trump's win was about what happened after those factories shut down.
People have been dying from drug overdoses at a rate never seen before.
The destruction of the very fabric of these communities.
Overdose deaths are on track to surpass last
now
year's
exceed
record-breaking.
motor vehicle
declared
crashes.
the opiate crisis a state of emergency.
When parents are driving down the road and ODing with their kids in the car, I mean, what's this world come to?
I think that's a fertile ground for a politician to come along and say, you've been screwed. It's these elites who have sold you out. You could just feel that someone could come along and achieve a lot with it.
What Trump achieved in Northeast Ohio
We're going to bring jobs back to Ohio.
was a colossal political upset.
We're not going to make these horrible trade deals anymore.
Trumbull County and neighboring Mahoning County were so solidly Democrat that Richard Nixon was the last Republican they chose for president.
Any direction I can point to, you're losing jobs.
But in 2016,
Are we going to win Ohio? We are.
the world turned upside down.
He's doing something the establishment doesn't like. It's the establishment that's the problem.
This is ground zero.
We are so off message.
Ohio loves you.
You know how off message we are? A guy that shits in gold-plated toilets is talking to blue-collar workers, and we're not.
David Beatrice, the chairman of the Democratic Party in Mahoning County, couldn't believe his eyes.
A massive Republican turnout tonight in Mahoning County.
In the March primary, thousands of Democrats left the party just to vote for Trump.
News Radio 570 WKBN.
I am taking a Republican ballot. I'm supporting Trump.
They are relating to a billionaire.
Voting for Trump.
From day one, I have been for Donald Trump.
You excited a base of people the same way Obama did, 8 years prior. You brought out people that had never voted before.
This is where Donald Trump has tried to sell, hey, the factory's closed. Hey, I'll rip up NAFTA.
In November, the results were stunning. In Mahoning County, compared to 2012, there was a 12-point swing toward Trump. In Trumbull County, the swing was 13 points, and Trump scored a win.
Thank you, Ohio. I love you. Thank you.
A man that shits in gold. I mean, what else to say? I want to laugh and cry at the same time.
Bill Almashi was one of those disgruntled Democrats in Trumbull who voted for Trump. He doesn't even like to admit it, but for him and his family, desperate times called for desperate measures.
Most Americans are one disaster away from losing everything. That's not right. It's just not right.
He had been used to a middle-class life, earning a good living in the nearby steel mill. But in 2012, the mill shut down.
You know, your livelihood, your whole way of life was just taken from you.
The Almashis lost their home and moved into a trailer park.
How can this happen? You know, this is America. You know, we should all be able to have a piece of the pie.
I think we're going to win in Ohio tomorrow.
Almashi had actually been a Bernie Sanders supporter. But after Sanders' bitter loss in the primary, Almashi reluctantly cast his vote for Donald Trump.
The Democrats have lost their way.
We're going to bring our jobs back to Toledo, Ohio.
Trump's relentless focus on jobs and trade won voters' hearts in Ohio.
We will never, ever sign bad trade deals. America first.
You had this wild man, you know, saying, look, I care about you.
NAFTA destroyed Ohio. It destroyed Ohio.
You know, NAFTA, that took your jobs.
Hillary Clinton's pitch on the economy paled in comparison.
We're going to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of business.
Hillary's saying, well, you know, we're going to put a lot of coal miners out of work and, you know, we're going to retrain some people.
But there were those darker messages in Trump's campaign.
We are going to build a great border wall to stop illegal immigration.
Were they also behind his victory here?
It's not that people are anti-immigrants. What Donald Trump did is he told people, you don't have your job because of immigrants.
Prejudice is not a fixed, monolithic thing. It ebbs and flows, and it's susceptible to manipulation. And Trump manipulated it and let it out.
Trump seized on Middle America's despair. And when people become desperate, it's easy to blame others. Up next, everyone thought that the 2016 election was a done deal, including me. Let's be clear, Donald Trump will lose the election.
I've just received a call from Secretary Clinton.
Why I was wrong when we come back.